All right, here we are. Hopefully, you have read through most of the Gospels, at least halfway through the synoptic Gospels. You may be reading straight through Matthew, Mark, and Luke, or you may be reading them in a parallel fashion, and that's great too. I want to just do this brief video just to kind of give you an overview, maybe a little bit of a repeat of some of the notes you've already read of how Jesus is presented in each of the Gospels. But we also want to introduce this idea of the kingdom and how the Gospel writers present or show us the kingdom of God and what they mean by that. Now, I'm not going to give you a lot of detail here. I'm going to try to leave a lot of the work up to you. I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of a guide here and help you along the way as you discover some of this stuff, hopefully for yourself. Certainly, if you have any questions or concerns, just feel free to give me a call or email me. But again, we've looked at Matthew. Matthew is writing to a mostly Jewish audience. He's presenting Jesus as Messiah King. A lot of Old Testament quotes in the book of Matthew. You will see phrases like, and so it's fulfilled by the prophet saying, stuff like that. Matthew chapter 1, 21 through 22 is an example of this. Matthew chapter 3, verse 3 is an example. All the way up until Jesus' death, you find Matthew quoting from the Old Testament. Matthew chapter 27, verses 9 through 10, and verse 35 in that same chapter. These are quotes from the Old Testament attempting to prove to his Jewish audience, hey, this is the one the Old Testament was talking about. Also, a very prevalent theme in the book of Matthew is the idea of the kingdom. Now, Matthew goes to great pains to describe this kingdom. That's his main thing. He wants to describe this kingdom. In Jesus' first sermon in Matthew, the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus is laying out his manifesto for his kingdom, you will see a lot of description about what that kingdom will look like. And so he is describing that kingdom. The other thing that you will notice is in Matthew chapter 13, Jesus will give a series of parables. And in those parables, again, you will hear him describing the kingdom. He will use a phrase like this: the kingdom of God is like. All right? And what he's doing is he's giving this description of what the kingdom of God looks like. You will see this kingdom is something that seems to be, when you read the Gospels as a whole, it seems to be something that's here and now, but also something that's kind of out into the future as well. And that's something I'm going to kind of leave to you to figure out. Is it just here and now? Is it just a kingdom that exists alongside the kingdom of this world or the age of this world? Or is it a kingdom that is going to come sometime in the future, some kind of apocalyptic kingdom? Or is it both in some way? So I'm kind of leave that to you to figure out as you read through the Gospels. So keep that in mind. Okay, we move over to the book of Mark. Mark again presents Jesus. This is something you should have read in your notes. Mark presents Jesus as the servant of action. All right, he's the obedient and active servant. One of my favorite quotes from the book of Mark that you see is that Jesus says he has not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. He is presenting himself. And I think the way it's phrased, it says, even the Son of Man has not come to be served. And throughout the Gospels, you get this hint of this in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. You get this hint that Jesus is more than a man. And if you're reading carefully and you see how the Jewish people respond to Jesus, it's obvious that Jesus is presenting himself as more than a man. In fact, as God in the flesh. He's presenting himself as that. Because there are several times Jesus will say something, and if you'll look at how the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the other religious leaders respond, sometimes they even take up stones to stone him. Why? Because he's blaspheming. You, a mere man, you're trying to make yourself God here. And so there's this hint in the first three books. Now John, he is very explicit when he starts his book. He makes no bones about the fact that this Jesus is the Son of God. He is God in the flesh. So you get a lot of this hint that Jesus is more than just a man. And this is one of those you find in the book of Mark, and you see that in Mark chapter 10, verses 43 through 45, when Jesus is talking about, even the Son of Man did not come to be served. Even me, God in the flesh, he's saying. And what Mark is doing as far as the kingdom goes is he gives some descriptors or descriptions of what the kingdom inhabitants look like, what kind of people they are. He focuses on that. Jesus is presented as that servant, and he is the ideal of what the kingdom of the people who should inhabit that kingdom. Servant-minded, humble. In one place in Mark, I think it's also in chapter 10, he brings little children to him. At that time, children were not prized as they are today. They were seen more as a nuisance than anything. And the children were crowding around Jesus. The disciples try to push him away. What ends up happening is that Jesus basically makes a statement and says, look, the kingdom of God is made up of folks like this. And if you want to enter the kingdom of God, you got to be like a child. And he's emphasizing that those who are entering the kingdom do so in a humble fashion. So Mark is not only showing through Jesus' life, but also through what he teaches, that in order to enter the kingdom, in order to be a part of this kingdom, this is what type of person you have to be. John also alludes to this in his conversation between Jesus and Nicodemus. Jesus makes the statement that you must be born again if you want to see the kingdom of God. Same type of thing going on there. So that's Mark for you. Then finally you get to Luke. Now Luke is presenting Jesus, as we said, as the ideal man. His presentation of Jesus is meant to appeal to all humanity, not just Jews, not just Gentiles, but to all humanity. And in doing this, one of the things that he emphasizes about the kingdom, and you can Google this. I would suggest you Google the kingdom, or maybe go to blueletterbible.org, I believe, and put into the search bar at blueletterbible.org kingdom, and then go down to the book of Luke and read all the places where you see the kingdom. And one of the things that you're going to see in the book of Luke is that Jesus puts a great emphasis on the kingdom being proclaimed. That this is not just a Jewish kingdom. Okay? Now Matthew and Mark kind of hint at this, and they talk about the kingdom being preached, but Luke does it more so. And he's talking about the disciples going out, proclaiming, preaching this kingdom. And so this is a kingdom that's being made available to all. And the other thing that happens, I think it's in Luke, let me check, make sure. I think it's in Luke 7. It is in Luke 17. Jesus kind of gives this brief little description about the kingdom that shows that the kingdom of God is not just something in the future, but also something that exists here and now, alongside the kingdom and almost in contrast to the kingdom of the world. So you have the kingdom of the world, but within that kingdom, or even alongside that kingdom, you have the kingdom of God. And the kingdom of God is a lot different than the kingdom of the world. And you see that as it's described in Matthew, how the kingdom is completely different. Matthew will use phrases like, you've heard it said, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, but I say unto you. Jesus uses those phrases to show that there's a contrast between the kingdom of God and the kingdom of the world. Luke is saying here that the kingdom of God exists alongside the kingdom of the world. Yet there is a lot of things in each of these books that show the kingdom of God is also something that may seem distant in the future. So I want you to kind of wrestle with that, try to work that out a little bit when you're talking about the kingdom or studying about the kingdom. Look for some good resources as far as that goes. Again, you have each of these gospel writers. They're presenting Jesus in a particular way, but they're also presenting this kingdom which Jesus ushers in and seeks to proclaim in a particular way. Jewish Messiah in the book of Matthew. And you see the kingdom is described. The Jews had some misconceptions, some ideas that were a little different from reality as to what the kingdom really was. And so Jesus is describing what this kingdom will look like. In Mark, Jesus is showing and also, teaching about what these kingdom inhabitants are in their character, who they are, but also what they are in their action. and Jesus shows that in his role in Mark as the servant, of action and obedience. He proclaims that the kingdom is one made up of humble people. In the book of Luke, one of the things that you see there is you see that that kingdom is being proclaimed. This is an appeal to all of humanity, not just the Jewish nation, but to all of humanity. And so the kingdom has to be proclaimed. And that this kingdom, it exists here and now, and it exists alongside and sometimes in contrast to the world. So take some time, do some research, you can Google some of this, look for some resources from the library. I want you to wrestle with this idea of the kingdom. Is it something that's just here and now, in opposition to the world, in contrast to the world? Is it something that is into the future that we've yet to realize, or that Christians would say they've yet to realize? Or is it something that is both here and now in some way? So keep an eye on the kingdom in each of the Gospels and see what you come up with. All right, thanks.